It is a 1-2 punch of winter weather across central Indiana. Welcome to a Wednesday night. Ann is with us tonight in studios. We're glad to have Ann with us. We're going to be checking in with friend of the show, Emily Longnecker. She's in Boone County tonight. Of course, Angela, who's been here for hours tracking this winter storm. You got out in this. What was it like for you today?
Well, you know, I tell you, after the 6:30 newscast, I went down, checked into a hotel so that we can be here safe in the morning and everything. And the roads were pretty slippery. And then about an hour later, I came back and it seemed like it was just wet. But what was really interesting was I saw a lot of people out treating the sidewalks. They had these ATVs with chemicals and stuff shooting out the back and going down the sidewalks, and I thought, wow, I mean, we've been talking about the roadways. I wasn't even thinking about the sidewalks, but they're being treated tonight in downtown Indianapolis.
Well, there's a lot of effort, of course, to push away the snow in the northern part of our state. Want to give you a couple of looks at the roads right now, our INDOT traffic cams. This is US 31 and State Road 26. Apologize for that. This is I-65, State Road 26 in Lafayette. You can see snow obviously dealing. We've been talking about Lafayette a lot today. Also want to give you another look at our Westfield camera, and that doesn't look too good. Thankfully, a lot of people are staying off the roads, heeding the advice of all the state and local officials. So let's begin our evening tonight with Angela. All right, Angela, this is a 1-2 punch. Round one seems to be now easing and over, getting ready for round two tomorrow, right?
Yes, and round two looks to be snow for all of central Indiana, whereas today we had snow in places like Lafayette, in Frankfort, in Thorntown, in Marion. Most of the day, they ended up with 4 to 8 inches of snow.
Wow.
Those of us, yeah, wow is right. Those of us down in Indianapolis are going, what snow? We had rain, almost an inch of rain today. It did transition to a little bit of sleet, and we're now starting to get a few flakes of snow. But what crews are going to be doing in the next several hours, taking advantage of this dry break. And yes, there is going to be a bit of a dry break. At least it's not going to be coming down as heavy as it was earlier today. So they're going to take full advantage of the time to clear some of the snow, 4 to 8 inches across the northern part of our viewing area. They're going to take time to clear that, and now they're going to be able to pre-treat the roads. That's because the rain is gone. Couldn't pre-treat them earlier today because all of those chemicals would have simply washed away. What are we dealing with right now? Pretty light precipitation. We've got some pockets of snow from near Zionsville up to about Westfield. That was the camera you saw with Scott and Ann, and it had, that's 2 lanes on either side, and it had 1 clear lane and 1 snow-covered lane. So just be prepared. If you do have some traveling to do, you have to travel tonight or tomorrow, you're going to run into rapidly changing weather and road conditions, especially as round 2 begins to move our way. We do have some changeover from sleet over to snow in places like Greenfield, over toward Newcastle, up toward Mount Pleasant, into Muncie, Anderson. We've had some snow over the last couple of hours. And then as we move south, this is sleet, freezing rain, and still a little bit of rain across the southeastern part of the state. But we did get some reports earlier this evening coming out of Bloomington and Monroe County that transition from rain to sleet and freezing rain, that icy mixture had happened. I want to expand the view and show you what we're dealing with. Here is round 1 making its way off to the east. Round 2, still a couple states away. It's really brewing across portions of Oklahoma, Kansas, and Texas. All of this heavy snow will make its way north and east and head our way for the day tomorrow. What we want to make sure you're clear on, this is potential, snowfall potential. And remember, already on the ground, 4 to 8 inches of snow from about Boone County north. You're going to add to that with what we get from round 2. This is not what's going to be on the ground when you wake up tomorrow morning. The steadiest snow with wave 2 will fall from 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. So we get a bit of a break for the next couple of hours before wave 2 really kicks in, and the heaviest, steadiest snow will fall from 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. So don't expect 9 to 12 inches of snow on the ground when you get up. Noblesville, Muncie, Newcastle, but that is your snowfall potential with the next wave of snow that's coming in. Lighter totals as we move south, 6 to 9 inches potentially of snow from Martinsville to Shelbyville over toward Richmond. If we get a little more sleet or perhaps some drier air into this weather system, we're going to end up on the lower end of this range. Again, these are ranges, and the farther south you go, the lower the totals. Bedford, Seymour, Columbus, Greensburg, a combination of sleet and snow. 3 to 6 inches of snow is what we're forecasting. Stick with us. Still developing, keeping in mind that wave 2 is in Oklahoma, so still a couple of states away, but this is the latest timeline and pretty good timing with Future Track 13 showing round 1 moving out. Couple of quiet hours, but building back in after midnight. This is 4 o'clock tomorrow morning. We'll stop it at 8 a.m. on Thursday. Snow will be heavy at times. It's going to be windy. It's going to be cold. We're not going to be dealing with that influx of warmer air. So again, we're forecasting all of this to fall in the form of snow, with the steadiest still falling by 4 p.m. and then coming to an end by early evening. Any questions, Scott and Anne-Marie, that we can answer? I know a lot of the questions center around how much snow for me, so I'll just back it up and maybe we can leave this up and let everyone take a look.
Yeah, we've got
we had some people were asking questions about snow in Greenfield, and a couple people saying, so glad to see you back from vacation. They're happy to see you, and they love you in that pink dress. You match the weather map.
Nicole says 7.5 inches so far in Cass County. Pisha saying just ice in Greenfield.
Okay.
Tanya says, I'm not going to go to work tomorrow. Rita saying snowing near Riley Hospital. We are beginning to see snow in the downtown area. Anita saying icy in Morgan County. So we've got lots of people tonight. Rain all day in Versailles, according to Joyce.
Yeah.
And Ray says only a spit of snow in Anderson.
Okay.
Only a spit.
Only
of
a
snow
spit?
there.
Okay, I'm a little surprised by that because it looked like they had an hour or so of some off and on snow showers, but it is kind of the tail end of this first wave.
You know, I think we ought to get to Emily Longnecker. She's probably been out in the cold a while, waiting on, her report right now.
Yes, Emily, how are you doing out there tonight?
Yeah, how about it? It's doing a little more than spitting here in Boone County, right?
Thank you.
Truly, woo, it's cold out here. 1-2 punch and a knockout in Boone County. I am along I-65 South at exit 140, heading into Lebanon. Now, we're just hearing from sheriff's deputies that there is a crash just down the way here along I-65 South. We don't know completely the nature of this crash. We know it's weather related. We know someone was taken to the hospital. It has been a busy night out here in Boone County. We've had several slide-offs, about 7 slide-offs, 8 property damage crashes because of the weather. And so because of that, Boone County is at a level orange right now. So that is only essential travel. So if you do not have to be out on those roads, authorities are asking you do not be out on these roads. So essential travel means if you're heading to work, if you have some kind of emergency travel that you have to get to, then okay, you can be out on the roads. But as you can see, it's really not busy out here on I-65. I mean, you see your general semi-traffic, but a lot of people really staying off these roads tonight, and that's what the officials here want, right? Because the plows are out too, and they're saying, you know, if you're off the roads, that gives the plows a lot more time and a lot more space to do the work and get the roads cleared that need to be cleared, because it is still coming down here, the flurries in Boone County, and there's a lot of drifting because it's really, really windy out here, you guys, and really cold.
Wasn't that you yesterday jogging in a tank top in downtown Indianapolis, and here you are,
look,
just a little bit more than 24 hours later?
I mean, what a difference a day makes. That's right. I was like in my shorts and running and loving life, and today I'm in snow boots and a hat and freezing. So
that's weather
along
in Indiana,
the highway, yeah. How about it, right? Here we are, guys. Welcome to winter.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to let you get back in your car, warm up, and we'll see you for 13 News and the big story tonight at 11, which of course is our team coverage tonight.
That's right. You know, the National Guard has got about 200. I think the governor deployed almost, 280, 260 members in different teams, 60 different teams to go around the roads and be there for people if they get stuck. And they're assisting civil, local, and state authorities, making sure that they can get to them because the resources are going to be really stretched. And really, the governor feeling like he needed to, have this extra manpower for all the slide-offs that they're dealing with. Let
us know if you're, what you're experiencing, where you're watching Facebook Live tonight, and know that on WTHR.com and our app, we've got all the closings for the morning, and there are quite a few of them because of all the snow we've gotten.
Right. We know the universities, they're canceling the physical campuses at Ball State, at IU, and at Purdue, and and if they can, move the classes virtually, but they don't want the students walking around campuses either, in addition to the local school systems.
All right, Christina saying no snow in Greenfield.
Yet.
Hang in there. We're getting some ice reports in Bloomington based on some of our Facebook friends tonight, including Judy, saying a thin sheet of ice here in Bloomington. And so we're getting a lot of that tonight. Ice in Columbus, according to Christina. And so, Christina wonders, this means that we'll probably get wind and drifting. Ugh. And that's another concern, of course.
Well, and if you look at Dustin Grove's Twitter, he shows what that drifting is starting to look like up in the Tippecanoe County, West Lafayette area. He's been up there all day. They really had kind of a heavy snow, a wet snow, a throw your snowball kind of snow up in Lafayette around the noon hour today. But then as the hours went on and then the wind picked up, you can really see this drifting. And that's something that Sean said is really going to be a change tomorrow as we get a different kind of snow, a little bit lighter snow, and you add the high winds.
That's a good point. Let's bring Angela back in to kind of close out our Facebook Live tonight. One of the problems, of course, you've got all these plow drivers trying to clear the streets. But we're not going to get any melting because the temperatures are going to still be so low. This snow is going to last, isn't it?
It is going to last, and that's going to be a real concern. Getting a couple of questions about, how much additional snow.
Yeah.
So let's put the snow map back up. So if you are watching from Lafayette, Kokomo, Marion, Peru, keep in mind you had 4 to 8 inches of snow. Your snow total after all of this is over, and that won't be until tomorrow evening, will be a foot, maybe a little more. So think of adding another 4, 5, 6 inches of snow on top of what you picked up today. Those of us that had rain most of the day, our heaviest snow looks to fall right along the I-70 corridor. Some of the new analysis is coming in right now, still pointing at that potential for an additional 6 to 12 inches of snow right along I-70. That's the reason we're not making any significant adjustments to the snowfall potential map. But you have to kind of find out where you live and then find your range, realizing it can be anywhere from the low end to the high end, and it's not going to be what's on the ground tomorrow morning. So don't get up and go, oh, well, we didn't get any snow, because the steadiest is going to fall from 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. tomorrow. This is going to be a long duration snow event. You mentioned the cold, Scott and Anne Marie. Temperatures go sub-zero by Saturday morning. So for us, the snow isn't going to go anywhere, and because of the change in consistency of the snow, it's going to be a much colder day tomorrow, a lighter snow as the winds kick up. The blowing and drifting issue will be just beginning as the snow falls tomorrow.
All right, very good. So before we say goodnight, anybody else chiming in tonight?
Well, I just, some people feeling sympathy for Emily, all bundled up, bless her heart, We remember those days when we weren't in the studio and we were out in the field, and we were kind of doing some of that reminiscing tonight about what it's like to be out on the rural roads to try to tell the weather story. And it's hard work. It is hard work. It's cold and it's uncomfortable. So we are so appreciative of our crews that are out there. And of course, our number one direction to them, every meeting that we have before we assign the crews and before we send them out, is that their safety is number one. And I know I did hear from some of you today saying, well, get Sean in there, or, get people out. We don't want them on the roadside. They're not allowed to be on the roadside, and not to put, not to think that any story, any interview, any shot is more important than their overall safety. And that is in the edict that we have from the top bottom. And we will continue that as our coverage continues over the next couple days.
Yeah, we encourage you, if you can, stay off the roads, let the plows do their work. If you can, stay home tomorrow. Again, that'll allow the crews the time that they need to get out there and make sure they get rid of all this snow so we can all drive safely. We're going to see you with more team coverage tonight on 13 News at 11. For Ann and Angela, I'm Scott. We'll see you tonight at 11. Good night.